its own challenges. Not the same kind of challenges that you just had with trying to find the right combination, trial and error, and everything else. When we talk about factoring by grouping, it's usually when we've got 4 different terms. Okay, and in this case, again, that's what we're going to have. Okay. Now, from here, what we will then do is we will group them together. 2 and 2. Okay, we'll group them together. Now, as long as the signs are consistent, all right, this is a positive 3xy, that's a negative 6. Essentially, this is what kind of a 5y? Positive, that's a negative 10. Okay, the way they start us off is they usually just, in order, it's going to work out the best, okay? So, most of the time, you can pretty much put them in any order you want and group them out. What we want to do is find, with this first set, what is the GCF between 3xy and the 6x, and pull it up. Mark. 3x, and that is then going to leave me with y minus 2. GCF between the 5y and the negative 10. 5. Positive 5. Okay. Anything that you see that repeats itself. Mark. The y minus 2. Okay. So what we then have is one of the sets of parentheses that we need. Okay. So what we have is y minus 2, and then we'll take this 3x and this positive 5. And this is our answer. So one of the sets of parentheses will be what repeats itself, like this y minus 2. The other will be 3y combined with 3x. The GCF and the GCF. Okay? Any questions? Yeah, we'll do some more. Don't worry. Okay. AX plus AY plus 3BX plus 3B, 4 terms, and we will, is it okay to group them the way they are? In other words, do you see something in common here? Do you see something at first glance in common there? Yeah. So let's just group them. Okay. What do we have in common between the AX and the AY? A, leaving us with x plus y, right? Then here, between the 3bx and the 3by, 3b. And then we've got our x plus y. Okay, tie it all together. Good. Raymond, yes? is the bare bones of it. This is as simple as it's going to be. I'll give you one to try. Okay. 3ax plus 2ay plus 3bx plus 2by. Anyone group it different? Mark. Yes. 3ax and 3bx, and you did 2ay. Okay, are all the signs consistent? So it shouldn't matter. Let's do this one first. GCF is what? Just A, so we should have 3x plus 2y. Here I have what? Just B? Okay, and then I should have 3x plus a 2y. Here. 3x. And we should have a plus b. And here 2y. And an a plus b. Either way, when you put them together, you're going to have what? 3x plus 2y, a plus b. Yes? All right. Kind of interesting, right? That works out. Now, that's the bare bones of it. However, sometimes we're going to get something like this. I'll explain to you what's going on. 12xy minus a 28x minus a 9y plus a 21. If I group them as is, what's the only difference that we really see so far? Might be a couple of small differences. Okay. Okay. I'm looking for something else. Good observation. I'm just looking for something else. Right. Negatives. Now, that's not going to affect anything in the front. But this, in the past, was always a positive. Let's keep it a positive. So in other words, I either have a negative 9y, or I have plus a negative. Same thing. Whether I call something negative, right? Because remember, adding a negative is the same as subtracting. So it essentially means the same thing. So once I change that sign to a plus, I'm going to make that a negative. Just to the 9, just to the first one. Because essentially, Mark, it's just that one right in front. Okay? Because that's the only one that it really affects in this particular case. So let's take a look at the GCF. 12 and 28 is a 4. 4x. So we should have 3y minus 7. Okay. And moving on from there, let's pull out, let's pull out the, it's a 3, but let's call it a negative 3. If I pull out a negative 3, negative 3 times what gives me a negative 9y? Positive 3y. Negative 3 times what gives me a positive 21? Negative 7. Okay. If I don't do that, I'm not going to get these to be the same, although they would mean the same. So when wrapping it all up, a 4x minus 3 and a 3y minus 7. Let's try this one. 3hy minus 5k minus 3ky plus 5h. If you leave it as is, if you were to leave it as is, do these have anything in common? What about these? So let's rewrite it. 3hy, which one do you want to move over? Okay, now I got left is this negative 5k and this positive 5h. Which one do you want to put next? Let's put the positive 5h and then minus 5k. Then we avoid that whole positive negative stuff. We should. Give it a shot, see what happens. So 3y and h minus k and 5, positive 5. So we should have h minus k. Good. Okay. Try a couple. I'll put 2. A squared minus 7a plus 2a minus 14 and rx minus ry plus sx minus s. Keep them. A and a minus 7 and 2 and a minus 7 should have given us a plus 2, a minus 7, right? Yeah? So rx, ry, sx, sy, so r and x minus y plus s and x minus y. So we should have r plus s, x minus y. Yeah? Okay. Any questions, concerns, problems, issues? Number 17. All right, now, here's where I encounter one of those negatives in the middle. What are we going to do with it? Make it a positive and put a negative in front of the 6. Okay? So here, this first one, this isn't going to really affect anything. X squared is the GCF, so I should have 2x minus y. Okay? If I get in this situation where I had to add that negative with a plus sign and everything else, just make this a negative. So between the 6x and the 3y, you'll be able to get a negative out of each of them. It's going to be a what? 3? Okay. Hello? Say that again once. Say that again. Okay. I'll send it on. All right. Bye. Malia left a bunch of childcare. Just like that. This is nice. So now, hello, Miss Lorette. Aaliyah left at lunch and shouted. That's why I said say it one more time for me. It's classic. Love it. Love it. Yeah, go ahead. Aaliyah left. Yeah, she talked. All right. So we got, what do we got here? Negative 3 times what gives me a negative 6? Has to be a positive 2x, right? And then negative 3 times what will give me a positive 3? A negative. So x squared minus 3 and, whoops, 2x minus 1. Okay, not that bad, right? Not that bad. Now, I will make you aware of something. Sometimes, let's see if I can find the situation. I can't see it, but here, let's just for a minute entertain the idea. And when this is all said and done, I get an x squared, and it ends up being minus 9. That's not what it was, but in the case where I get all done, and I get an x squared minus 9 and 2x minus y. That x squared minus 9 is disguised itself as what? Difference of squares. So then you would have to say x plus 3, x minus 3, then 2x minus 1. Sometimes that happens. Well, if I told you, that would take out the surprise, wouldn't it? Surprises aren't always good. Surprise, your house got robbed. Well, that's a little extreme. Alright, let's see. We're good for the first handful. Who just said it? You didn't say it right. Not hello, Mr. Lorette. How you doing? And then at lunch. Africa's probably like,